and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to take a look at a few things, simply because there's a lot, and I'm just going to be double checking on things, and I thought I'd take you with me. Right, first things first, we're going to talk about Station Road. Station Road, here we go. Now, let's just make sure I've turned that down. That's good. Right. We're going to have a read. The latest news from Flagship Homes. Their website. You can Google. You can get access to all this on Google. So it's not like I've got any secret back doors. Right. May 30th, 2025. New homes and play facilities coming to North Walsham. Okay, that there is the old Paston playing field. The corner, I don't know if you can see my little arrow, but right there, that's where the old outdoor swimming pool used to be. So when you look back in the archives of the pictures, when they're all standing outside and there's a swimming pool, that's where it is. It's all been grown over by the looks of it. And then just here you've got Victory swimming pool and gym that has been, a lot of the money has actually been donated, and the plaque is just outside of who the main, I won't say beneficiary and remembrance, but Norfolk District Council, I think, runs it with our tax. As you can see, there's a big parking space, and there's one drive coming out onto this part of Station Road. Currently, this part of Station Road is meant to be a one-way for the swimming pool. You've got a row of houses, and you've got two drains. Two drains, I think, just on this part. I can't remember on that part. And then behind it, you have the skate park and the dog field and the railway bridge down here, which I think should officially become a legal graffiti spot, just to help with the look of that bridge, because it is poorly kept from Greater Anglia, in my opinion. Here we have the old A149, which now is the new A149. Took 5 months, but we got there. But yeah, this is Station Road just here. And on the corner here, there's been a lot of chat in the past about that needs to be cut into with the road to help, I think, with buses and whatnot. But it doesn't look like that's going to be happening. This is an old-fashioned country lane. It's got one pathway coming down and no pathway on the other side. There's one entrance just after the roundabout in the last house on your left. There's the main entrance that you can go into, and then it opens up to this big field. There's two football pitches on there with the goalposts. And these two trees right here, God, I hope you can see this arrow, are going to be cut down, because that is going to be the way in and the way out on the plans that I've seen. But yeah, here's an outline of the site next to the Victory Swimming and Fitness Centre. There you go. More affordable homes and new sport and play facilities will soon be built in North Walsham. We've already got play facilities, new sport facilities. Okay, so this is going to be built right next door to this Victory Swim and Fitness Centre. Not for-profit housing provider Flagship, part of Bromford Flagship, has confirmed its purchase of 3.9 hectare site off Station Road. Its development arm, Flagship Homes, will build 54 new homes alongside extensive community facilities. Look, who's this chap? Tony Tan, Flagship Homes Managing Director. He's a happy chappy, didn't he? Said this isn't just about building homes, it's about creating a community. The new play areas and green spaces at this site will give families and residents places to stay active, socialise and enjoy the great outdoors. The development will deliver 27 homes for affordable rent at 80% of market value. Okay. Allocated to local families on the Norfolk District Council housing register. How are they even going to afford 8% of the market value? How much are these homes going to be going for, do you reckon? A further 27 properties will be available through shared ownership, so you're paying rent as well as your mortgage, offering a route into the housing ladder with smaller deposits. All homes will use modern methods of construction and feature sustainable technology, including electric vehicle chargers, solar panels, and air source heat pumps. North Norfolk District Council Planning Committee approved the scheme last October. Now, on the town council full council public meetings, they all declined. They all said no to this, and it's ridiculous because the district council doesn't listen, so they've just gone ahead with it. Arseholes. The site sits next to Victory Swim and Fitness Centre and formerly served both Paston School and Paston College because it was given to the school. With sports participation declining amongst sixth form students, that's their excuse to sell it. The site is now being transformed into a different purpose, a purpose that isn't actually needed in that small area, in my opinion. I mean, there's going to be 1,800 homes built in North Norfolk West. What's an extra 54 in an area that could be used for wildlife? That's my opinion. Development will include 1.6 hectare of open space. Well, there's 3.6 hectares of open space sitting there, isn't there? Featuring 2 landscape integrated play areas. Right, so who's going to look after those play areas? Is it going to fall back to North Walsham Town Council? Because they have lots of playing areas. All these new builds are putting in play areas. Who's looking after these playing areas? Who's paying for the upkeep of these playing areas? And why is it such a selling point to say, oh, we're going to build 300 odd houses or 54 houses, but we'll put a play area in it? Jesus Christ. And a village green. A village green. At the heart of the site for relaxation and social events. Okay, let's just break that down. A village green. It's right next door to a train track, for a start. And it's in between another flagship complex and a car park for Victory. So that's the first point. The site for relaxation and social events between a car park and a railway track. An outdoor gym will be will complement the recreational facilities right next door to a fitness centre. New pedestrian and cycle routes will link the homes with the adjoining Victory Swim and Fitness Centre and the popular Weavers Way walking trail. Is that why some money got paid off towards that, I wonder? Get back to that. As a part of the agreement, Flagship will contribute with a £4,000 towards libraries, more than £14,000 for maintaining walking trails, including Weavers Way. Just buying off, aren't they? Over £16,380 towards allotments, even though, which MP was it saying that they were selling off allotments? Allowing the council to sell off allotments. But I have had from the town clerk that is not going to happen in North Walsham, so we shall see in years to come. And around £45,500 for a new 3G football pitch at North Walsham Football Club. Construction is due to begin later this year. Details of a new grant scheme from Paston Foundation for 9 secondary schools in North East Norfolk will be released later this year. This is the first I've heard of this. Construction is due to begin later this year, correct. Details of a new grant scheme from Paston Foundation. Well, who's Paston Foundation? I wonder what Paston Foundation is. I'm going to find out. Foundation for 9 secondary schools. What's that? That's middle schools, isn't it? North East Norfolk will be released later. North East. Okay, there's the picture of North Walsham. Where are we? We are standing in the corner looking out towards the Victory. Look at that. How gorgeous does that look? Look at the skyline. It's just beautiful. That's now going to be wrecked. A site rich of local history, the Paston Foundation, maybe I should have just scrolled, which preserves the Tudor-era Paston family historical legacy in Norfolk. Formerly owned the site and supports the project. Right, so did any money go towards the Paston Foundation? That's the question. Which preserves the Tudor-era Paston family historical legacy in Norfolk. Well, you're now going to build on one part of it, aren't you? Peter Stibbons, chair of the Paston Foundation, said the foundation is responsible for the endowment trust first set up by Sir William Paston in 1606, and since then has supported education in North East Norfolk in a variety of ways. The boost to the endowment funds brought by this project will ensure this support continues. So they were given some money. How much? How much? There are many former Pastarians who will fondly recall their sporting achievements on this site, including football, hockey, athletics, cricket and tennis. And some less fond memories of the swimming lessons in the outdoor and unheated pool. However, time moves on. The leases continue for Victory Pool and the main education provision in the town. The leases. So, does that mean that District Council at any moment, in theory, if they were short of money, could shut that and sell that place? Like they've done with school playing fields, police stations, fire stations, woodlands, greenbelt areas. I wonder. Anyway, The lease continued for the Victory Pool and the main education provision in town centre, and we are pleased with the new homes and facilities that we provided for North Walsham. Well, there's some of us that aren't, so I'm one of them. Anyway, so that is Station Road. If we move on to, just give me a sec while I figure out how to do this. Right, here we go. This is how we do it. Bear with me a second, because I need to share the screen onto this one. There we go. How does that look? Right, so if we now get rid of that one. Right, here we go. You need a TV license. No, you don't actually. Right, let's get back onto this page. 54 homes set to be built in North Walsham. And this was the 30th of May by Sophie Skyring. Let's see what she's got to say. Here we are with the 3 pictures again. Same picture. The managing director and that page. Right. Now, are you still with me? Right, we're on that one. That's all good. You followed me over. Fantastic. Right. Dozens of new homes are set to be built, part of development that will also deliver new sports and play facilities right next to a sport and play facility. Flagship Homes, development arm of non-for-profit housing provider Flagship. Do they have what do you call it? Not sponsors. Do they? How could it be non-for-profit? Hang on, just can't get my computer to work at the moment. Right. No, it's frozen. Let's just check. Try again. There we go. Right, the development arm of a non-for-profit housing provider Flagship has acquired 3.9 hectare site off Station Road in North Walsham. It plans to build 54 homes and a range of community amenities there. Why? We've got so many. Tony Tan, Managing Director of Flagship Homes, said this isn't just about building homes, it's about creating a community. New play area and green space on the site will give families and residents a place to stay, active, socialise, enjoy the grey outdoors. Same stuff, isn't it? The scheme will include 27 homes of affordable rent at 80% of market value. Shared ownership. Permission was granted in October. It's pretty much all what we've just read, isn't it? Okay. We're now going to move over to another page. Again, just bear with me. We are going to move. Oh, has that moved over to it? Oh, that's good. God, I didn't even realize. Okay. So, this is something that I found on the internet. Not much comes with it apart from the target date, extension time, the case officer, the outline planning permission, The background, I'm not quite sure. Let's have a look. Background. This application was deferred by the Development Committee at its meeting on the 21st of October 2021. A copy of that report is attached to Appendix 1. Blah, 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 blah. Minutes from the meeting 21st of October 2021 are attached in Appendix 2 and show that applications were deferred by member pending independent study and highway impacts, consideration of drainage impacts, permeability, not quite sure what that one means, of the site in terms of footpath access, appropriate consideration of climate change, and ecological assessment of the hedgerow. Since deferral, the applicant has provided a revised access plans and amended the housing tenure to be 100% affordable housing, 45% previous proposed. Drainage capacity has been reviewed with Anglian Water, and revised site access plan has been provided. The application, proposed section 106 agreement. Members are asked not the reasons for no independent highway study been provided. Okay, the site constraints. Designated education allocation within the site. Allocations, God, they use some big words, don't they? Mineral safeguard area. Risk of flooding from surface water 1 in 30, 1 in 100, 1 in 1,000. Areas susceptible to groundwater flooding. Risk of flood from surface water. Now, just behind the railway lines is the skate park and the dog park, and that is a floodplain as well, you see. That's why that was given to the council, because they can't build on it, because had they been able to build houses on it, they would have done, but they couldn't. So instead, there's a dog park and there's a playground, play area, and a skate park facilities, and that is right behind the railway line. And now we need more parks, outdoor facilities. Anyway, don't get me onto that one. I lost my little arrow. There we are. Relevant planning history, playing fields, Station Road. Erection of a sixth form college approved in January 2013. Obviously didn't happen. The site is situated to the south of North Walsham town centre, between the Bitton Line Railway and the A149. Beyond Station Road is to the south, and Victory Swim and Fitness Centre adjoining the site to the east. In planning policy terms, the site is situated within the North Walsham settlement boundary. It is designated area of open land and is allocated for educational use. The site is an area of rough mowed grassland which is fenced off on all boundaries to prevent public access. The adjacent Victory Swimming Building is a local landmark, prominent in the street scene and set apart by its contemporary design, scale and facing materials. To the south of the site lays a pedestrian link to the railway station and a group of commercial users. Earth does that mean? Commercial users. If you know, please pop it in the comment section, because I really would like to know. Existing low-density residential development is located to the south and to the west of the site. The majority of the dwellings to the south are late 19th century, early 20th century traditional two-storey red brick tile and rendered properties of relatively low density with larger plot sizes. Directly to the east of the site are bungalows which back directly onto the site itself, because that's also a flagship place, I would have thought. That's why they're going to do that. There are further single and two-storey properties to the northwest of the site. Norfolk District Council formally held a lease agreement on part of the land immediately adjacent to this site. The options agreement and extended this lease expired in 2022 and was not renewed. And then it was put up for sale. The application as amended is for the erection of up to 54 dwellings as 100% affordable homes with public open space. 100% affordable homes. So they were all going to be rentable? With public open space, new vehicle access, landscaping and associated infrastructure. This application is outlined with full details of the proposed means of access. All other details, layout, scale, appearance and landscaping are reserved for future determination. The detailed plans show means of access is proposed from Station Road via a single means of access. Just one road in. That is so dangerous. I mean, you look on estates where you live and you count how many roads in and how many roads out. Because I think it's healthy and I think it's safe to have more than one entry and exit. But this is another one that has only got one entrance and one exit. The access proposals amended by the site access plan, blah, 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 which provides a 6 metre wide running surface with 1.8 metre footways to either side and a 6 metre junction ready entrance and visibility displays measuring 2.4 metre by 43 metres. The proposals comply with tracking evidence previously submitted and demonstrate access by all vehicles. Hedgerow removal is shown across the access and to a depth of 12 metre either side of the proposed access. So it's going to be all the hedging gone. 12 metres either side. All that hedging is going to be gone. The proposals require the removal of 2 mature pine trees to facilitate access. There's 5 of them, and they are gorgeous. And they're going to cut 2 of them down. Additional planting is proposed to compensate hedgerow and the tree loss on site. Well, you know what I think of that. The proposals are supported by draft heads of terms for the S106 agreement, which will provide 100% affordable housing on site. A minimum of 16,000 square metre of open space on a site which is inclusive of the following: a locally equipped area of play, minimum of 1,000 square metre, and 100. What's the difference between the two? So you can put 2 play areas in. An outdoor gym. Really don't need it. You're sitting right next to a gym. There's a free gym over on the other Memorial Park as well. Formal planting of 750 square metres. You can shove that as well. Amenity green space. Retained and enhanced scrub. Right, SPA, SAC, visitor pressure monitoring and mitigation. It's £221, 17p dwelling. I don't know what that means. So that's coming out of money for a visitor pressure monitoring. And what does that mean? Norfolk County Council Library Division will be receiving £4,050 from the sale. £14,378, which is £266.20 per dwelling, towards the Weavers' Way Trail, North Walsham Circular Walks, and Weavers' Wave County Wildlife Site, because it is smack bang right next door to it. I've also seen monies proposed for the Munsley site because of the walk there. But a lot of trees are going to be coming down there, sadly. £16,380 off-site open space contribution towards allotments. So 16,000 is going to be given to Town Council for allotments. Where are they going to put these allotments? Are they going to put these allotments back onto Paston Grange development? There's a biggie. £45,483 off-site open space contributions towards the provision of a new 3G football pitch or associated infrastructure at North Walsham Football Club. I have been hearing many things about this particular amount of money because nobody seems to be talking about the other payments for this site, and I've been asking questions. And on Saturday, I saw two councillors and I raised this point. It's all on video on the Saturday video. And I actually spoke to a couple of the committee members on Saturday of the North Walsham Football Club about this money, just to make sure that, things were making sense in that sense. Now, from the town clerk, this video, I recorded it on Saturday, I put it out on Saturday, and by Sunday morning, the town clerk had texted me stating, I had a change of planning application coming on Friday for Station Road. S106 money is 43,500. And it will be available when building commences. I don't understand why. Because if the monies have already exchanged for them to have that property, surely all of this money has gone to where it needs to be. But the town clerk has said it will be available when building commences. She also went on to explain, I am working with the football club to make sure that they get their money. So that's good news, which means that I've highlighted this fact and hopefully keep on it. The problem is to make sure that the 16,000 also gets paid, and the 14,000 also gets paid, and the 4,000 also gets paid, as well as the SPA-SAC money gets paid. If you know what that is, please put it in the comments. But at the moment, I have no idea. Reason referral to committee. This application was previously called into development committee by local ward members, is reported back following deferral. There's a lot of deferrals, isn't there? So here we go. North Walsham Town Council objected. Network Rail, no objection, subject to an informative note, because it is literally right near the rail line. So any houses being built nearer to that are going to have quite a noisy time. Let's just get back to the North Walsham Town Council part, because initially objections that the developers have not taken it into North Walsham Town Council views into account following an engagement meeting. Concerns were expressed regarding the width of the road, which still stands, and the amount of traffic that will subsequently use the road if permission is granted, that still stands. 54 homes, roughly you're looking at possibly 2 cars per home. That's way over 100 odd cars, plus the cars that go in the car park. But we'll get to that point quite shortly about the cars. British Pipeline Agency, no objections. National Grid, no objections, subject to an informative note. I'd like to see these notes. Health and Safety Executive, no objections. Natural England, no objections. May I refer to standing advice? I think they're the ones that with the money, aren't they? Sport England, objections. See full copy of response on Appendix 3. Norfolk County Council Highways, no objections, subject to conditions. Original objections made on 11th of December 2020 based on a lack of information, and this was followed up with further comments and holding objections to the 19th of January and the 9th of April 2021. Following the provision of further information, the object was removed subject to conditions. Whatever does that mean? Consultation in July, no objection, subject to the primary site access shown on drawing. No changes to propose. Norfolk County Council Education, no objections. Norfolk County Council Historic Environment, no objections, subject to conditions. Norfolk County Council Lead, Local Flood Authority, no objections, subject to conditions. Consultation confirmed, no objection, subject to conditions controlling specific finished floor level together with adaptation of on-site drainage features, maintaining inclusive of a management plan being agreed. Obligations sorted. Mono fee for NCC, £500 per trigger. Don't know what that means either. Education, there is currently spare capacity within all education sectors in the North Walsham catchment. Norfolk County Council will not seek contributions for this proposed development. Library provisions, £75 per dwelling. 1 fire hydrant required by condition. 1 fire. Where are you going to put that? It's interesting. £14,374.80 for migration works for the Weavers Way Trail, North Walsham Circular Walks, Weaver Way County Wildlife Site by means of necessary improvements. Norfolk County Council Public Rights of Way and Green Infrastructure, obligations sought. We have no objections on public right-of-way grounds, as here are none by the vicinity. Case officer note previous recommendation for informal circular path encompassing the whole site and migration for Weavers Way addressed by S106 head of terms. Anglian Water, comments made. Recent application amendments not relevant to Anglian Water. There's no additional drainage documents from our last response. Anglian Water really need to sort that out. Sports and countryside. Officers agreed that the local football club, North Walsham Football Town, based at Greens Road, would be the right project to pursue should this go forward. A 3G pitch remains a strategic priority for the town, and a project has been in the pipeline there for a number of years, with capital funding set aside by Norfolk District Council to try and deliver it. In addition, the clubhouse does require some significant improvements, and support to deliver this would help the club grow to its membership and development overall. Conservation and development, no objection made. Landscape ecology, advice given. Objection. The amended plans will not overcome the objection previously raised by landscape officers and will still require the removal of 2 good quality pine trees. Exactly. The loss of an important feature in the landscape is considered unacceptable and therefore in the landscape section continues to object the proposal is in direct conflict with policy EN4. It's not clear why the position of the site entrance can't be situated further west, where an access would not require a removal of the trees. Absolutely. Please could this be explored or reasons given? If this cannot be overcome, suitable levels of compensation could be considered. Any new trees should be set out in detailed landscape plans and contribute to long-term amenity and appearance of Station Road. We don't want those two cut down in the first place. New conditions now agreed to impose, ensuring retention of T34 and 35 pines. All these trees in and around town have little tags on them so you can see which tree is which. So I will find that out. Right, so Flagship Housing have confirmed agreement with the Paston Foundation to bring the site forward as 100% affordable housing. It's now gone to 80% affordable housing in theory, isn't it? Isn't that how that? The current local plan policy H02 requires 45% of the homes should be affordable, so an increase in this figure is very much supported. Housing needs. There are currently 1,261 applicants on the housing list who have a housing need and would consider housing in North Walsham. Right, let's just break that down. 1,268. They want to do 330 plus on Munsley. They're doing 350 plus over at the Garden Centre. They're doing 45 on Station Road. And they want to do 1,800 in North Walsham West. So why isn't areas like Station Road and Munsley being retained as proper country place? I mean, the council wants to purchase land on the industrial estate behind, what's that shop? Waitrose. And I think that's awful. I don't want to drive through an industrial estate to get to a grave site. I don't want to do it. Station Road could have been a grave site. Munsley could be a beautiful grave site. The place behind the Garden Centre could have been a beautiful grave site. It's all within town. Not out on the Cromer Road in an industrial estate. And 1,600, and we're having 1,800 just at the end of the road. So that's more than enough to cover the current applications on the housing list. If approved as an early delivery site, expected reserved matters getting tendered. On-site end of 2025, so they're on target to start to hand over in 2026. Economic development, no objections. Property service, no objections. Environmental health, no objections. Right, let's see what this one. Right, previously, officers noted 19 representations were made during the initial formal consultation period. 18 were in objection, while 1 general comment was made. The following are a summary of the points raised. Increased traffic and speed of traffic. Open space, greenfield, play space needs to be retained. Poor access, including those with disabilities. The site is allocated for education open space, not part of development plan for North Walsham. Local services and facilities and the infrastructure, in particular water, are stretched limited over capacity. Wildlife, nearby pond in residential garden not assessed by the ecology report. Also sighting of wildlife including birds of prey, deer and bats. The pavement along Station Road is narrow. It's a single country lane path. Local planning authority should consult with Sport England. Paid them off 45 grand, haven't they? The finding of the open space study should be taken into consideration when assessing this application. Proximity to gas storage tanks. Govient on the site. Govient, don't know what that is. Should be developed on brownfield land. Clarification of the access of the development. Little in the way of traffic analysation undertaken. Analysts. Concerns raised around the boundary treatments. Will the money benefit North Walsham? Road infrastructure not adequate and would represent a safety risk. Pavement is narrow. Am I reading the same? Hang again. Site was left to the town as a recreational use. It's true. Not earmarked for development in the development plan. There's a plan designated for an education open space use. The traffic survey is now considered to be out of date. Damage to wildlife. Access should be through Victory swimming pool site. Impact upon value of properties. Absolutely. Absolutely, for the ones that live opposite it. Consultation in July 2024. 8 further representations have been made which re-emphasises the concerns noted above. In addition, these recent objections include conflict with the emerging local plan policy and note that the site is not allocated for residential development on the emerging local plan. Failure to address highway safety concerns through the amendment and inappropriate support evidence on highway matters. Adverse impact on protected species and habitat from loss of open green space. Shortfall of amenity green spaces identified in the local plan. Inadequate foul water capacity. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Sorry, it's just jumped a bit, hasn't it? Oh dear. The right to respect for privacy and family life, the right for peaceful enjoyment of possessions, having above matters improve this application make when considered to be justified, proportionate, and according with planning law. The application raises no certificate of crime and disorder issues. The application will raise no equality and diversity issues, local finance consideration. However, the committee should be aware that North Walsham Town Football Club is owned by Norfolk District Council. Is it really? I didn't know that. Right, if we now just pop over to this one. Let's just double check. Yes, we are still with it. Right, this is the new proposed plan. This is your one entry. Bear with me. There we go. Right. Nope. This is Station Road. This is the Millfield little mini roundabout. This is the official route in at the moment. So it looks like they're keeping the trees. Looks like they should be keeping those trees and those trees and those trees. So yeah, these are the lovely pines. So there's 5 of them and they're taking 2 away. And the hedgerow. This is going to be the entry, one way in, one way out. Now, I'm guessing these little grey places here are pathways. Pathway, 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 going all the way around, pathway, and we have grass verges, which will be mud before long, because where's the car park spacing? How do cars? It looks like one car per household, I would say. These little blue and red things, are they sheds, I wonder? Because a lot of these places are now being built with sheds. So we have basically one big round way of driving. This looks like a road, and then the change of this colour, I would say these are possibly car park spaces. Four car park spaces there. And it comes around onto here. So why this must be, why is this a different colour, I wonder? This is the walkway through his Weaver's Way across here. So we have one route in here, a pathway that goes round this. Now that looks to me like the NDR, you know, the blood, where the water can drain into. That looks like that. And to be honest with you, if you can read that, you've got better eyesight than I have. There's the train track. And we have two areas here. And I'm not quite sure what this is. So it's going to be a walkway between the two trees and down there. Now, this here is the building, and this bit here is the car park of Victory. How much do you want to bet that's going to end up being a car park for all of this? Because seriously, where are the car park spaces? These are driveways, and these are grass verges. There's going to be potentially over 100 cars. There's a little shoot off between these houses. Now, these ones are down to be 3-storey. So they're going to be really big in the middle. Let's have a read. It promises a mix of 1 to 4 bedroom homes, including accessible bungalows, with half for affordable rent and half for shared ownership, including accessible bungalows. Anyone that needs accessible bungalows are normally disabled and probably are claiming disability benefits. So it'll be interesting to see what the rent is on these. I mean, half affordable rent and half for shared ownership. Oh, sorry. Design shows single-storey homes facing Station Road to reduce visible impact, with larger 2-storey houses further inside the site. Oh, look, read more. Farmland could make way for new bungalows. Materials such as red brick, clay, pan tiles and gable roofs will echo the town's character. Don't they look awful? Where's the character? Got no character. Just square things. Flagships say the development will meet high sustainable standards, including PV panels, air source heat pump and local sourced materials with EPC rating of B or above. Large landscape area will promote biodiversity, and the site will feature a play area and an outdoor gym. Right, let's just see if we can work out whereabouts this is. I mean, can you think this is the car park, isn't it? So it is literally going to be smack bang right next door to the car park, visible to see. God, I'm sure the Victory business is going to be really peed off with that. And these are the sort of things that are going to be put in, which are just the same with what is over at Memorial Park. The scheme will be divided into 3 character areas: Meadowview Edge, Main Avenue and Wildflower Crescent, and include a large landscape buffer along Station Road. Norfolk District Council Development Committee has already approved the principle of the development, despite objections from Sport England over the loss of the playing field and concerns from local about traffic and wildlife. You see, the district councillors do not listen. They're not listening. They're just going to go ahead with it. Okay, let's just wait for the computer to catch up. I really need to wrap this up because I can't believe I've been here for an hour. I thought, it'll be a quick one, but no. Mel Gray, councillor to Market Cross Ward, has said locals feared roads would not cope with extra vehicles and the scheme would impact birds of prey, deer, bats seen on the site. Mel, come over. If you want to get involved, come over here and listen to what the issues are. Will you? Probably not. The developments will contribute $54,483 towards a new pitch at North Walsham Football Club. Peter Simmons, chairman of the Paston Foundation, said these homes will bring new lease of life to land that has been closed to the public for years. Why has it been closed? Because you closed it to the public in 2022. Because Norfolk District Council didn't lease it anymore. And they could have done. That could have been, that could have been many things. But that, in an area that is already surrounded by homes, we don't have a field in North Walsham West that is equivalent to our Memorial Park because we don't have an open space. And then when they do the 1,800 homes that swoops all the way around to Norwich Road, they're going to have the open spaces. But us, we could have had that whole area. It's a floodplain. How? It's going to be a disaster. I mean, over here, these bits here. Sorry, these bits here. That is a complex. That is a flagship complex bungalow, 1-bedroom bungalows. I think they're literally over 50, over 55s, and a lot for the elderly and disabled. And you are literally going to put their back gardens back to back along here. The noise level. And you see this issue here, just round this corner is where we had the issue with Anglian Water that was losing water. If you go back to the shorts, you will see a continuous argument there of getting it fixed. Just further up here, there's been a lot of damp issues within the bungalows. That there's mould growing in the walls. Just in this part here. I can't, here we go. In this part here, damp issues. And this land here was given because of floodplain. And you're telling me this is going to be not riddled with water issues? What an awful design. What on earth is that at the top there? Can you see it? Is this going to be the power thing? Oh, God. So yes, that is Station Road. That is Station Road. And for now, that is going to be it, because I think I've read enough. But we will get back to the garden centre, 350 homes, just off Norwich Road, that swings round the back. We'll get to that another day. North Walsham West, we'll get to that another day. And Norfolk District Council spending 1.5 million on housing to buy back houses for the homeless. Never got round to talking about that. But this is it for now. So I hope that gives you a few bits of information of the whole thing behind it. Watch this space, and speak to you later.